best in terms of the content of collagen, but then also important is the composition of collagen. And so when we think about composition, we're talking about amino acids, right? And the important amino acids when it comes to skin health are things like glycine and proline, hydroxyproline, as well as arginine. And you can see from the graph here that the fish collagen, the marine collagen, is very, very rich in these amino acids, which is very, as I mentioned, very, very important in terms of skin health. And that was the primary reason that we decided to use marine collagen in this particular product, is because of the content of the collagen as well as the composition. And that just shows you how high quality, how we kind of think about investigating and determining what ingredients go into our products. And these types of studies that shows these ingredients are the best for these types of products based on how we want to make a product and what benefits we want to get out of it. Now, the other important aspect of this collagen is size, right? We talked about hydrolyzed collagen, and so size is very important. It can't be too big because our body can't digest it, can't utilize it. It can't be too small because then you lose the memory of what the peptides are for. And so size is really important. So we actually looked at the collagen size, the size of the different collagens. And again, we find collagen is this very nice sweet spot where they're small enough, they're easy for our body to digest, easy to absorb, gets where they need to go, it doesn't lose the memory, and then when you compare it to the other different sources, it actually is in a very, very perfect size to utilize the collagen in the way that we want to towards our skin health as well as hair and nails. Now, probably the biggest factor for the collagen that we choose, the biggest reason is actually the results, right? And so we poured over lots and lots of research on the various types of collagen, and we found the collagen that we're using in our transfer factor collagen is the very best. And I want to show you and share with you some of the studies that we actually did to show that it's the best type of collagen out there. Now, these studies, they're independent, third-party lab. We didn't do these studies. We had other people do these studies. They're placebo-controlled, so that means there's a control in place to make sure that people don't they're blinded, so they don't know which one is the collagen and which one is the placebo, which is essentially shouldn't have any effect at all. Now, we did this study on a population where you would expect to see the greatest effects, right? And so we looked at a large number of middle-aged women. Now, in this particular study, it's interesting. We only used 2.5 grams of collagen a day for 12 weeks. Now, these studies, of course, were run by dermatologists, so the dermatologists tested, and of course, they're clinical studies, so they're clinically proven. And so what are the results? Well, here what I'm showing is what's called a cutometer. And so if you look to the left, you see that little instrument, that's called a cutometer, and it measures elasticity, it measures firmness, it measures fatigue. And when you look at the results and you see the TF collagen versus the placebo, you're looking from at the beginning of the study till the end of the study, you see a profound effect on elasticity with the TF collagen, but a very mild effect with the placebo. And so that's the beauty of doing these types of studies, is that you can see the effects of this as it compared to just a placebo group, which you should see little to no effect at all. They also looked at, in this particular study, they looked at perioral wrinkles. So what are perioral wrinkles? Those are the wrinkles that are right along your lips. And you can see that in the lower graph there. And they used this validated scale, this visual scale, in order to demonstrate the benefits of that. And again, you look at the placebo, you see no effect at all in terms of wrinkles. And then again, you look at the collagen, and you see from the beginning of the study to the end of the study, you see a dramatic improvement, a reduction in all these perioral wrinkles. We also, in this study, looked at skin complexion. That's a very, very, as I understand it, it's a very, very important aspect in collagen, particularly in Southeast Asia. Complexion is so very important. And what they found in this study is that you see a smoothing, evenness, an improvement in the evenness of your skin. It looks very homogeneous, and this was done on a validated visual analog scale. We also saw additional data in this particular case of skin radiance, right? Our skin, how it radiates, the brightness of our skin. We saw an improvement in that study as well. The second study, again, independent third party, placebo-controlled, double-blind. In this case, we were doing 5 grams of collagen a day, now for only 8 weeks. In that study, we looked at skin fatigue, right? And so when you look at skin fatigue, you're looking at how well does the skin, how firm is it, right? How well does it hold up in situations where you might have fatigue? And so again, looking at the placebo, you see a slight improvement, but in the transfer factor collagen, you see a large improvement in the skin fatigue, right? The fatigue is actually decreasing over time. In this particular study, remember it was 8 weeks. They looked at it 0, 4, and 8 weeks and saw significant improvements in skin fatigue. Also saw improvements in periorbital wrinkles. What are periorbital wrinkles? That's otherwise known as crow's feet, right? And so you can see a vast improvement, a decrease in these periorbital wrinkles in this particular study. They also, now here's one of the studies, tests that I thought was very skin firmness, right? So you think when you're thinking about collagen, you think about your skin, you always think about your face, right? Well, in this particular test, they actually measured skin firmness in your belly, right? In your belly, right? And so some people in their belly, their skin isn't as firm, and so they actually measured it in the belly, and they found an improvement of skin firmness taking the collagen in their bellies. I mean, think about that, right? In your belly, they saw an improvement. They also saw improvement in skin hydration, right? And so when you think about the winter months, at least here in Utah, it gets very cold and very dry, and they saw an improvement in skin hydration as well with this marine collagen. Now, the third study is, again, independent. We didn't do it. Placebo-controlled, double-blind, middle-aged women, 2.5 grams of collagen for 12 weeks. And this is probably the most amazing result that I came across when we were looking at this study. They looked at skin lightness. This little device here that they're showing, it's actually a colorimeter. It measures color, right? It measures the color of your skin. And now remember, this was a 12-week study. They looked at the color of the skin, and what did they find? When you take the collagen, it actually lightens your skin. And I've learned so much about the folks in the Philippines. They want to have light skin, and amazingly, this marine collagen that's in the transfer factor collagen actually lightens your skin. You can see it. It's clinically proven to lighten your skin. They also saw in this study, and I'm not showing the results, they saw improvements in elasticity, in fatigue, periorbital wrinkles, right, your crow's feet. And what's so interesting about this study is these are all the data I've shown you are actual measurements, right? These are objective measurements. But in this particular study, they said we're not only going to take objective measurements, we're going to ask the participants what do they think, right? And remember, this is a placebo-controlled, so they don't know if they're getting a placebo, if they're getting collagen. And you know what they found? They found self-reported improvements in brightness and radiance and hydration. These are all the things that we measured and saw improvements, and they actually felt them, right? They could feel them, feel those improvements. And that's, when you're doing a clinical study and you have people feeling that way, and then you have objective data to support that, that is about as good as it's going to get in terms of clinical studies. And so that's why we really honed in on this collagen, this source of collagen, this type of collagen, because it gave such wonderful results in our clinical studies. Now, as I want to summarize all these different studies, and we look at the different forms of collagen, you can see in those studies that we see improvements in fine lines and wrinkles. We can see improvements in skin moisture, elasticity, firmness, fatigue. We also saw improvements in brightness, radiance, tone, and then importantly in the Philippines, we saw an improvement in lightness, right? No other collagen out there on the market is showing this type of data, and so that's why we think it's going to be a real hit in the Philippines. Now, what's interesting is as we were doing all of this research and all these ingredients, we have consultants that we talk to that help guide us a little bit. These are people who are experts, dermatologists, professors, academic professors, and so on. We talk to them about how we develop these products, and we learn from them. And what was interesting about the development of this product, of this transfer factor collagen, is as we were developing this, as we were learning about these ingredients, as we were trying these different formulas, one of the consultants is Dr. Edwin Leppert from Brigham Young University. He said, what you guys are doing is so innovative, you really should publish that. And I had never thought in my lifetime that I would ever publish something on a product that I've developed, right? I mean, normally those are trade secrets, right? Those are proprietary, they're patented formulas. But he was so impressed with the research that we did that he said, you really need to get it out there so that people can see all the work that you guys have done on these ingredients. And so we published a paper on the development of that. And I mean, what company does that? What company publishes the paper? But we felt so strong about the research that we did and how it would benefit the scientific community that we decided to go ahead and publish that paper. And so you can actually access it. It's an open access paper. You can see all the different ingredients, all the research that we did into this product, and it's right there for you to read and understand. Oops. And so I think this is my last slide. So these are the directions. The wonderful thing about collagen, as Kelly mentioned, is it's so versatile. You can put it in coffee, you can put it in tea. You don't have to worry about it being affected by a hot beverage. It's fine. You can take it with a hot beverage. You can take it with a smoothie. You can have it with water. I know a lot of people who drink it with water. I've also heard that in Southeast Asia that some people even put it in porridge. Now, who would have thought you'd put it in porridge? But people put it in porridge. It's so versatile. You can put it in anything and really find and feel the benefits of this wonderful product. Now, I think that's my last slide, and so I hope you've stayed with me. I know there was a lot of science, and people tend to get a little bit tired about the science, but the science behind this product is just so amazing. It's just unbelievable, and we are seeing such wonderful results from people who've already started taking it, and so I am just so happy and proud to be a part the development of this product. I'm so happy to be a part of Full Life, and I'm so happy to be here and be a part of this virtual press launch. And so with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Charity. And